In a drastically altered America, how does the King of the Hill reboot fit in? The list of the longest-running scripted primetime programs ever created is increasingly dominated by the Fox network's revolving roster of animated comedies. These shows use their age-defying format to serve as both a constant in the lives of their viewers and a living document of contemporary American life over their many years on the air, whether they are the actual record holder, The Simpsons, a once-cancelled cult show turned institution, Family Guy, or the cable channel hopping Futurama, or a newer show that is actually entering its 16th season, Bob's Burgers. Therefore, it's hardly surprising that Fox's King of the Hill, which ran from the late 1990s to the early 2000s, will return to its corporate relatives for a 14th season on Hulu. However, it fits in strangely, and sometimes fortunately, with those other, bolder animated sitcoms, just as it did during its initial run. King of the Hill might easily be described as a red state Simpsons. It centers on the amiably repressed Hank Hill, Mike Judge, a sarcastic artist, rather than the clumsy everyman/ID Homer Simpson, a character drawn by anti-establishment cartoonist Matt Groening. In contrast to the traditional comedy dynamics of its time, Hank is a buttoned-up propane salesman who values decency, tradition, patriotism, and kindness. As the seasons go on, the program presents Hank's wife Peggy, Kathy Najimy, as the more hubris-prone fool of the two. Hank finds it difficult to relate to his adolescent son Bobby throughout the series since he doesn't share his tendency towards stoicism. Additionally, the remainder of the episode is filled by people from Arlen, Texas, a fictitious but accurately depicted Dallas suburb, much like the Springfield of The Simpsons. Judge has always said that King of the Hill is not primarily political in his opinion. The sitcom makes sure that Hank's seeming conservatism is not rooted in racism or intellectual rigidity, but rather in his demeanor. Sitcom figures like Ron Swanson, the anti-government government employee who rose to fame on Parks and Recreation, are pre-envisioned by Hank. Hank is consistently portrayed as level-headed and rational, with the show's humor often derived from his squareness. This contrasts with Ron, who was actually more successful with a hint of cartoonishness in previous seasons before the show's writers grew obsessed to making him seem like a really fantastic man. The authors also do a great job of keeping the politics local, examining how Arlen is specifically impacted by societal shifts, such as going green in a later period episode. Both while discussing the program and inside the show itself, the phrase common sense is often used. There is very little of the cartoon mischief that permeates its other contemporaries, such as Judge's more sarcastic Beavis and Butthead.